What's going on, everyone? It's Yolan here. I actually put on my video camera today just because screw it. So, today I wanted to show you another nightmare dungeon. I did upgrade my gear a little bit, so I wanted to show you first the change. It got the legendary power, which whenever I hit someone with the crowd control, there's up to a 48% chance for that crowd control effect to spread. So whether I stun, frost nova, freeze, it has a 40% chance to spread. And more packed dungeons, you'll see more of that effect as, like screens away, they're just constantly getting Frost Nova, and by the time I get to an area where there should be mobs, they're just completely gone. Because they're getting hit by the Frost Nova, the Shatter, my icicles getting thrown at them. It's really nice, especially with the Ice Heart Pants. 20% chance to unleash Frost Nova whenever something dies is frozen. And of course, my Frostburn, whenever I hit something, they have a 24% chance to freeze. Still have my Raiment of the Infinite, so I can stun enemies, and that's good for me because I have the other legendary, which they deal an extra 40% increased damage to stun. So you'll see mobs or at least just get completely obliterated. Mostly just get one shot whenever I teleport in an Ice Nova. They're just gone. It's also good for... This build is not the greatest with bosses, but because of the stagger, once you get them down, they just go down in 2 to 3 hits. Especially with my barrier active, I have the 35% increased damage while I have a barrier as well. So we're pretty much just pure glass cannon, but at the same time, we are pretty tanky thanks to our Paragon boards. We have, anything burning does less damage to us. We have a barrier constantly with teleport, mana shield. We get 10% damage reduction. So I'll go ahead and show you the Nightmare Dungeon. It's one that's not going to benefit me at all. I like to show those a lot more just because I like to show just how good it actually is. So I deal 50% more lightning damage, so I guess my teleport does a little bit more damage, but whatever. Lightning Storm, I really dislike this one. Having to go into a barrier that just constantly drifts on and off is just annoying. Monsters attack 25% faster. Non-boss monsters gain 50% lifesteal, which is fine. And then monsters attack from does have a 50% chance to slow, which is annoying, but hey, whatever. So I'm already teleported in there. Or I already made my way through there and gonna teleport in, so I'll try to talk through what I'm doing. At the same time, I'm not the best at, talking and playing, but hey, we'll give it a try. This one, we're just gonna collect a key from the small coffer. And let's see what level they are. They're level 100, so they're 9 levels above me. Nothing crazy, but still. So here you can just stun them, and then basically one-shot them. They'll instantly freeze with our proc. This, you can hit afar, put the barrier up, and they're all dead. Now your icicles are pretty decent actually in how much damage they do. This. The only thing that I dislike now that they've done, it feels like there's actually less mobs, and the density is just horrible whenever I do Nightmare Dungeons. Yeah, I'll get the Horde every now and then, but... So their barrier one-shotted. So, teleported in, they got increased damage from stun, increased damage from frozen. It's an elite killer for sure. It's a pack killer for sure. Teleport in, they get more damage done. I never feel like I'm waiting on a cooldown. I try to make sure I have a barrier up at all times, just because, again, we are pretty squishy. We are more of a glass cannon build than anything else. The barrier, sometimes you get stuck when you teleport, which is super annoying, but you'd think I'd get used to it by now. If you are too far away from this, you can actually time it right to hit your flame shield. That way you'll become invincible and actually not get hit by it. Sometimes I use it when I'm in a group play with this thing because I don't like to wait. Here we're just like here I could have did my barrier, but these guys are a little annoying. Look at frozen. again, the density is just horrendous. Like, you can see here, I
not
have, like,
ready yet.
no... That was, what, the first group of 6, 8 mobs? There's another just one. It's actually pretty ridiculous, um, how they lowered the density of the dungeons. I mean, I get people are exploiting them to an extent, but... So that pack just died. Really easy, simple. Got frozen from one of my procs. That got frozen from my procs. You can see they're pretty...
I need time.
That was already dead by the time I got there because it was frozen from the long range. So you can see how you... This is actually can be a long range class. Long range, just because of the frozen. You don't... Your bread and butter is still Nova, of course, but you don't have to always rely on it too much. And I'm not lucky enough to get cooldown reduction, because I'm not cool like that. But it still works for us. We just need 2 more. And this one has a boss, so I can show you the stagger ability that you can do with the bosses.
I'm not
Like I
ready
said,
yet.
this isn't the greatest build for single target, but at the same time, it's not the worst either. Like, you still do damage to the bosses, it's just not as much. Of course, this thing's way over there.
I'm not ready yet.
Alright, so, I don't have Frost Nova, but what I can do is teleport in, barrier, and still hit him for a good amount of damage. And that was without being frozen either. That was just pure stun damage. Yeah, they don't get shot. They don't get killed in 1 hit, but, you know, 2 to 3 hit. That barrier's way over there, so we can time it right, hit our flame shield, and boom. We don't get hit by it. Pop barrier, just kill these guys real quick. They're all frozen. I'll put it over there this time. I don't feel like wasting a flame shield. Oh, okay, that guy hit hard. Is there a... So the one thing with this build that just wrecks us is spider bows. Like that. So that, for example. For some reason, they just one-shot us. Or one-shot me anyway. So those are the ones I absolutely hate. And of course, I get spawned right here. Back to it. These I make sure... I have to always make sure to just kill right away. Or else, unfortunately, I just get one-shotted by them. Now, I didn't have a flame on them, so I wasn't taking reduced damage either. But that is one thing that this build does lack a little bit, is getting one-shot by those things, even with barrier. So, again, I try to kill them as quick as I can. We got channeling, so that's pretty nice. The only thing with channeling is it's hard to see when to actually click our shield on there. They got stunned. We could click this now, and then they just one-shot. Or then they just get damage really quick. So, again, it's not an absolute beast, but at the same time, they are 9 levels above us. They are still, again, this build is basically class canon, but it does have some defensives. It's just you have to hit burning, or else you'll see there you get one-shot by that bow. Now, if I had burning on it, I wouldn't have got one-shotted, but that's just what happens when I'm not paying attention, unfortunately. And it is my first game playing today, so please excuse me. Although I shouldn't say that as an excuse, but hey, I'm using it as an excuse. So, keep going, keep going. So, this should be a boss, right? Is it the 3? Okay. So basically, when I go into stagger, teleport in staggers a lot, Nova staggers a lot, and then auto attack. So we could... Let's see, he's at like almost 70% stagger. Teleport in again. I mean, you can hit him with this and do damage and stagger him, but I rather just hit that, this, and then you just blow him up just like that. So, depends on what you want. You can just keep hitting him with it, and you can see it does do a bit of damage. I just like to stagger and just kill him in 2 hits. So, that's the build that I have. again, you do have to watch out for those range, especially, like the Wraiths, or, well, I think the Wraiths can just basically one-shot anybody, right? Depending on what the Nightmare is. I saw, well, how do you say his name? Wujo? He got one-shotted by that Wraith, from 100%, and for squishy sources like us, um, until I get the other Paragon board, I'll just show you right here. There's one that I'm going for right now, which is, where was it at? Is it down here? So right here is another 8% damage reduction from enemies. 10, 12, 14. So that's another 14% damage reduction that I'm going to get. So these are going to be your biggest damage reduction nodes to get. In the Paragon, I messed around with it myself, but again, as long as you're up for it, as long as you are just always aware of your surroundings, this build is just going to completely wreck and annihilate any type of elites. So as you can see, I was able to one-shot stuff. It sucks when the density, unfortunately, really kind of screwed up my build a little bit more because, I mean, only attacking one mob every other room is kind of, I don't know. Hopefully they increase it, but hey. Anyways, I'll be streaming today. For the rest of the week, I'll be on every single day from about 1 p.m. PST. I do have the drops, so come in and check that out. You can get your free drops in for checking out 3 hours of the stream. Um, if you'd like to, I also have the one where you can get the mount. As long as I'm live and you gift at least 2 subs, you're able to get the mount. So yeah, if you like the video, if you want to see more of this, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if not, I'll still keep making videos, still mess around with the build and show you guys how powerful the source can actually be. And I'll have a video where I don't die. But I did want to show it, the one where I don't get the butcher and everything. So anyways, hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Hope to see you in the stream. Stream is going to be in the description. And see you guys soon.